The crazy thing to me about the American dream is that your life, it has value because you can do something with it. You could become someone. Your life is amazing. You know why? Because if you work hard enough, you could become someone. And this is the dream that I'm starting to wake up from. And it's been quite the journey so far. I mean, this has been about 2 years. Ever since I thought my friend died while on too much acid at a music festival. My world has been turned upside down. And for 2 years now, I have had a different set of values and priorities in my life. And it's been like learning those. It's been coming to terms with those. Also, my relationship, falling in love, really, after being so love avoidant for so long and now finding depth in a relationship. I'm starting to question this status-driven money addiction and obsession that I have, and I think is embedded deeply in the reality of being American. So, for those of you that are listening, what's up? How you doing? My name is Braxton. This is the Let's Keep Talking podcast, and today it is me and the microphone talking. I just came back from a 1-month-long trip in New York City, and let me tell you, that was awesome. That was awesome because I didn't think I could do it. I really didn't think I could do it. I didn't think that I was going to be able to go to New York for a month because here's why. Because I work from primarily not a place of responsibility and creativity and hard work. I feel that I work from a place of compulsion. Like I need to work. I'm supposed to work. I have to work. And that is something that I haven't been able to see out of or even understand. And the reason that I took this trip to New York City with Lauren was because a few months ago, this is the conundrum of the whole thing. I've been working for, 17-ish, 16-ish. I started my business, so around 9 years, doing personal training, then having a gym, and now having had a gym for about, 5-ish, 6-ish and a half years, 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. I've always been in this vortex of hard work and being the man and making lots of money and having plenty of resources and being cool because of that by people and also carrying somewhat of a persona that I thought I needed to be that person. And it's been great. Don't get me wrong. It's been great to make a lot of money. I mean, I've made a lot of money as a young guy. And it's put me in a better position financially in terms of the way that I've made, recently in the last 2 years or so, what I've been able to do with the money in terms of investments and setting myself up for my future. I'm very happy for them. But there's this golden handcuff scenario that I began to feel, which was like, I want to do other things than work. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy my life. And, this whole working thing doesn't really feel like it has an end to it. It doesn't feel like I'm working for something. It feels like I'm working because I enjoy working. And don't get me wrong, that's fine too. It's okay to like working. But it's not even that I enjoy it. It's like, oh shit, I need to work. I need this thing. This is like, wow, oh my God, this is like a huge part of my identity. Is my work, and being this work guy, being successful and having a business and having properties and getting more money so I can make more investments and talking on the phone in front of people, making sure that I'm this guy that people need and I'm important, and this is becoming somewhat of a difficult thing to lug around, but I need it. I took the trip to New York City because through all of my work and all of my hard work and all of my business building and all of my attention to to the grindstone, there was one thing that I started to feel. I felt like there was a thing I started to feel. It was like this solidification or this crystallization, this beginning of a formation, my friend, of a regret. I started to feel a regret. This is probably about, a year ago, maybe 8 months ago. I started feeling a regret. I thought, you know what, damn it, if I died, if I got sick, God forbid, but if I got sick and died and, I'm laying on my hospital bed, well, this is before I die, obviously, but I'm thinking to myself, about my life. I'd be so fucking pissed at myself. I'd be so pissed at myself because I never did the things that I wanted to do. I've always wanted to live in New York City. I've never lived in New York City. I've always thought Japan was cool. Next trip, by the way. But I've never been to Japan. Why did I not do that? And here's the truth. Most people say, well, I don't have the money to. And to be honest with you, I do. And that is where it was like, okay, what the fuck are you doing then, Brax? What are you doing? You have the money to do it. You have plenty of money, and your business is doing fine. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That was the difficult question I asked myself months ago. What are you doing? Why, if you have the money, and you've had the money for years, you've had plenty of money for years, but you don't go and enjoy, you don't live your life. The money for you is not freedom. It's a dick measuring competition, and all you want to do is get more money, not dick. All you want to do is get more. How much more do you need? I need more. How much more? More. And I need to spend the next, 20 years of my life working so that way I can really be the fucking man, and have lots of companies and lots of money and lots of resources and how good that'll feel. But that paled in comparison to the very real, that fantasy world paled in comparison to the very real feeling of betrayal of sort that I felt towards myself. Of like, oh shit, all that's cool, Brax, but like there's a very real feeling in your heart that is, you're not happy. You're not happy. You think about the world. You think about the earth. If the earth is heaven, if the earth is beautiful, if life is beautiful, then you think about the earth in terms of like a playground. Like go and see and experience and eat the foods of other lands and meet people and walk with your feet in other lands and dive in the ocean and sit on the mountaintop and go eat mushrooms in a hot tub with some friends. Go enjoy yourself. You don't enjoy the passing of your time, Braxton. You don't enjoy your time. You don't enjoy life. You don't respect life in the sense of cherishing it. You don't appreciate life. And damn, you do not use your time well. You do not use your time in a way that suits your soul of adventure and love and depth and service. You don't. You don't even have the ability to control how you use your time because there's this thing inside of you. There's this pain. This is all to myself, by the way. There's this pain inside of you that forces you to get up. And you know what? I've always thought I was motivated for that reason. To be honest with you, I've always thought I was motivated. I thought that when I got up in the morning and there was this fucking finger in my chest saying, you got to get up and go. You got to work. You got to get to going. You got to make some money. You got to get out there and do it. That fucking thing inside of me, I always thought was my success. That was good. That was what made me special, But as I've gotten older and more mature, it's like, yeah, maybe that's what makes you different. Sure, so be it. You have this insatiable need for for progress and for work and for success. But are you okay? Are you okay? Are you not happy is not the word, man. Are you joyful? Do you feel peace? Do you feel a sense of well-being? And damn it, do you feel like you have the time to spend and invest in the things that mean things to you? When you wake up in the morning, Braxton, do you feel like, wow, another day, look at this earth, listen to the birds, feel the wind, feel the rain on your skin. Feel the wind on your skin. I mean, the most beautiful LSD, MDMA experience, mushroom trip you can think of, going, holy shit. If you've ever taken mushrooms or LSD or MDMA, you can have a moment where you go, whoa, wait, what? You know, you almost break the conditioning for a moment and begin to act in a way that is aware of the time that's slipping through your fingers. And you go, wait a second. This is a beautiful experience that I'm having, and I can be here for it. The workaholic stuff is like me starting to learn that it's okay to be happy. Like, it's okay to be okay. There's some posters and memes and stuff I've seen before with little cute animals, and it says, it's okay not to be okay. But I'll tell you what, I've known that for a while. What I'm starting to learn is it's okay to be okay. What the fuck? Okay, I'm really sorry. I thought that it wasn't recording. I was like, you gotta be fucking joking. Where was I? It's okay to be okay. That's the workaholic stuff. It's okay to be okay. It's okay to be happy. Why this is important? Because I've always been happy today. Hear me out on this. I've always been happy today. This is from a guy who's worked a lot and built a lot of business and made a lot of money and felt the rush of success and loved it. But here's the thing. I've always been happy because I had the privilege of making a better tomorrow, the opportunity of making more in the future, of having a better day. The positive emotion in my body has always been anticipation. Not joy, not peace, not patience, not love, not gentleness, self-control. These are fruits of the Spirit I've heard about. It's okay to be okay. The way that I've always generated positive emotion in my body was by picturing a better tomorrow, by being unsatisfied with where I was today. It's like all of the positive emotion I've felt throughout my adult life has been about, other than obviously in passing or in beautiful moments of where you're sitting with friends and you're laughing or something, or definitely at music festivals. I've had a lot of beautiful experiences with people that I love. But my general default waking state and the mind that takes me through my day has always been hitting dopamine from the next day, from the next idea, for the next dream, what I could be, all this anticipation. And it's been deeply rooted in the day not being good enough. It's been a search. It's been, I can get here, I can get there, I can get here, instead of seeing that peace and bliss, that ecstasy is in the moment, in here. The trip that I took to New York was like the hardest decision, one of the hardest decisions. I'm thinking of two. It was definitely one of two hardest decisions that I've ever had to make intentionally. Because when I thought about going on that New York trip, I thought, we're going to do this. I was talking to Lauren. She's like, let's do it. We're going to do this. We're going to go to New York. We're going to do this thing, and we're going to book a month. I mean, not a vacation. We're going to work. We're going to get a job while we're there, and we'll grocery shop while we're there. But, like, I just want to go live in New York City. This is not a, trip to go and just blow money. Like, it'll be just, I want to go there. I want to live there for a month. So let's do it. Luckily, I have the greatest girlfriend in the world. So she's like, shit, let's do it. So we go, and I knew this is something that I needed to do. I knew it. I knew that it was a important mission of sorts on the journey that I'm on of healing my soul. I knew that it was important. I didn't know what I know now, but I knew that I needed to go. And that's somewhat of a being led, I think, being guided, I think. I felt it. It felt like the decision to make. And, to be honest, a couple days before leaving, I said, fuck this. Fuck this trip. I don't want to do this. No. No way. Because what's going to happen when I'm gone? What's going to happen to my business? What if people think that, I'm lazy? Or people think that, what if when I'm gone, people at my business, they stop taking care of the place? Or what if when I'm gone, something unknowing happens? What if something's going to happen? Look, I just don't want to go on this trip, man. I want to be here, be close to home base, and I want to make sure that I'm around so that I can take care of whatever needs to take care of, and so I can work and check my emails and go to Starbucks and sit and pull my laptop up and work on stuff so I can feel like I'm okay, And the morning of this trip that we were leaving for, I felt horrible. I felt like you think as a kid stands on the edge of a diving board and afraid of jumping because you don't know what's in, and you're in the middle of the ocean, not even a pool. You're like, I don't know what's in there, but I know that it ain't good. This trip freed me in a large way. It really did. I experienced freedom. I experienced being at peace. I experienced giving myself the permission to relax and be okay and be happy. There was one very, very interesting discovery that I had. I always work. I work hard. I get things done for business. Not in a responsible way, though, but in a compulsive way. In a, like, let's do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to make this happen. And we come up with a big thing. Like, for a long time, I have been the kind of guy to have a broken treadmill, and people need it to be fixed. And instead of dealing with the things that are present in my life that need my attention, brainstorming about how I could do this and make this much money, and what if we did this kind of sales promotion for the gym? And it's like, before you get more people in here, why don't you take care of it? Before you get more people in your studio, why don't you take care of the studio? Give it what it needs. So that's how I work. But being over in New York, I was able to put the work mechanism under a microscope and see why I work. I had established already that my motivation to work was a painful motivation, that it felt it in my chest like a craving, like a need, like an addiction, like the addiction to sex has been, like a need, like an insatiable need for something, which I don't think is good. In New York, I had a realization of sorts. As I looked at myself, I realized that I'm not a very responsible person, nor am I very hardworking. I'm hardworking like a drug addict is hardworking. You know, like I know I have friends that are businessmen that are non-stop all the time working. And I don't see that as hardworking because I've been the same way. I don't see it as hardworking. I see it as an addiction. You know, give up everything, giving your family up, giving your hobbies up, your friendships, the warmth of being with others, giving lunch with a loved one up, giving time with your family and your kids up. What do you give all that up for? You give all that up for something that has gripped you, man. Something that's more important to you than anything else in the fucking world. And what is that? The rush, the feeling, the rush of being whatever that is. Significance, the man, the winning, the rush. You give it up. So do I think that I've been hardworking? No, I don't think I've worked hard. I don't think I've worked very hard. I think that I've been addicted. Like people that I know, like friends of mine who are businessmen and do it all the time. And it's just like, yo, your family needs you. Yo, you have unpaid tickets that you need to pay. You have taxes that you're avoiding. You have hard conversations with your family. You have things inside of you that you need to love and need to hold and to reconcile and to be with. Damn it. Stop. Do you think the heroin addict on the streets with nothing, nobody, panhandling in the freezing cold with no shoes on, are they hardworking or are they fucking addicted out of their goddamn mind, addicted with this absolute gripping need for the next hit? That is what I think about the workaholic businessman persona. That's what I think about it. That it's an addiction. It's a need. For me, this is my experience. So I'm not saying this is everyone. Take it with a grain of salt. If you're listening to this, what's up? How you doing? Glad you're tuning in. Thanks for listening to me. That addiction, it's not hard work. And you know what? It's not something I'm proud of. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud. I'd be proud if I was working hard because I was value driven. I'd be proud if I was working hard because that's what a man should do. Work hard and take care of the things that need his attention. No, I've worked hard so I can get that fucking hit. I've worked hard so I can make a lot of money. I've worked hard so I can feel like the man, you know? The interesting discovery that I had in New York City was that pain, the painful feeling that you already established is your compulsive relationship with work. The painful feeling, what is it? What is it? What is it? Because I've already let go over the last 2 years being perceived by others as the man. I've already let go of that, and I've already let go of that in a very, very significant way, a very healthy way. I've let go of a lot of it. So I don't feel that I need to be perceived by others as successful per se. I don't feel that is what's driving me as much anymore. But there still is this painful kick in my chest, this painful pang in my chest. And one of the things that I realized is that I was not very responsible. I don't take care of the things that need to be taken care of. I I'm a gambler. I'm an addict in a way of I'm trying to make some money and get the rush and feel good. And because of that, I've always made money. And because of that, I haven't had to pay much attention to the unpaid taxes and the people that need my attention on stuff, and the treadmill needs to be fixed because I'm high on my own success. And the responsibility thing, here's the interesting thing. Here's an interesting point here. Maybe my workaholic compulsive work behavior is a response to a lack of responsibility. Okay, maybe the compulsive need to work is a response to me knowing that I am irresponsible and I'm not going to take care of what I have, so I need to get more. Because when I was in New York City, one thing I decided to do was to spend my money wisely, to spend the money I had each week wisely. I get a certain amount of money each week from my job, from managing the gym, and while in New York City, I got some money waiting tables. And so I realized that, wait a second, this being rich, being not even rich, being okay, having enough is how I'd like to say that. Having enough is twofold. It's getting enough, and then it's doing well with it, managing it. You know, it's like I'm breaking out of the self-help guru stuff of like, you know, the only reason that you don't have enough money is because you don't make enough money, okay? Right? If you made more money, would we be sitting here counting these dollars? No, because we'd have more money. So let's make more money. It's like, are you having a problem? Do you not have enough? Do you not have enough? Well, you go get more. And I've started to realize that, wait a second. No, it's not just go get more. It's also manage what you have. There's a story that comes to mind. Grant Cardone is a guy that I used to follow a lot. And to be honest, I would rather shoot myself in the head now than be Grant Cardone. Although 7 years ago, I would have shot you in the head so that I could be Grant Cardone. The sales, the story that comes to mind is in one of his sales books. And it's like the moment that changed his life. He says he has a quarter and he drops the quarter in the street. He's a little boy and it goes down the drain and he loses his money. And then he sits on his grandfather's lap and his grandfather says, you know, why are you crying or something? He says, because I lost my quarter. And he says, that's not why you're crying. And he says, what do you mean? That's why I'm crying. I lost my quarter. And he says, you're only crying because you don't know how to get another quarter. Which is cute. I mean, hey, that's right. You know, you do need that next quarter, man. But you're also crying because you lost your quarter. But, you know, his take on it was, you're not crying because you don't have enough. You're crying because you can't get more. And so now, you know, he spends, you know, I'm sure the greater part of his career just insatiably chasing more. And it's like you look at people like that and you go, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, dude? Like, are your family relationships where you'd like them to be? Are your relationship with your friends? Have you done the interesting drug experiences you'd like to try? Have you gone and done the soul searching you'd like to try? Have you enjoyed the freedom that money gives you? Or is it a master of sorts? Anyways, that story of, you know, you lost your quarter and you're crying because you don't have another one, or you don't know how to get another one, instead of you're crying because you lost your quarter, has been really, that's really the thought process that started to shake when I was in New York. I thought, wait a second, you know, maybe, what if I didn't spend my money on everything? What if I didn't let it burn a hole in my pocket? What if I managed it well? And here's the crazy fucking thing that happened. Here's the crazy thing. I started out this podcast by saying something's changed in me. Here's one of the things that's changed in me. Here's the crazy thing that happened. Dude, you know what I felt? Do you know what I fucking felt the first week that I had a certain amount of money in my checking account from my work that week, spent that money based on my likings, did not dip into my other account, did not pull money from a business, did not pull money from anywhere, but had a clear limit. This is how much money I have. Do you know what I felt even when I didn't eat at a certain place because I didn't have the money? I did not have the money in that weekly budget. That limit, do you know what I felt? Peace. Do you know what I felt? It's the thing, I touched the unhealed nerve in me. I touched the unhealed nerve in me. Peace. It was like the thing that had gotten stolen from me as part of this goddamn American dream was you could be anything you want. You could have endless and you can get more. But the pain of not having enough might be because you're void of responsibility of managing what you have. Because here's what happened when I managed what I had. I felt peace. And yeah, sure, would I have liked to spend a few $100s on, a cooler dinner? Yeah, that'd be cool. If I had, some badass steak instead of this slice of pizza from Joe's Pizza in New York City. But you know what? Something's kicking in on my heart. Something's kicking in inside of my body. I feel calm. I feel peaceful. I feel tranquil. I feel at ease. And it's because I checked the price for this espresso martini before I ordered it and made sure that I had enough money to get it. That responsibility has opened my mind up. It's like that's where the American dream, that's where the self-help guru stuff gets you. Like I've feared my limits more than anything for years, and now I've found out that my limits aren't something to be afraid of. They're just real limits, and I've caused more pain for myself living in a delusion where I pretend that I don't have limits and I spend money that I don't have instead of the real limit and the real, quick millisecond of sadness that happens when you go, oh, yeah, I don't have money for that. Yeah, I don't have the money for that. And then, Uncle Sam or whoever, Grant Cardone, swoops in and goes, doesn't that hurt? Wouldn't you like to have fucking more money? And you're like, well, yeah. Wouldn't you like to have endless money, passive income? Wouldn't you like to have all this money? Wouldn't you like to have all this stuff? And it's like, yeah, that would be good. But it's not. It's not. You know what's good? Being happy. Being happy. In New York City, when I started to feel that peace, I felt like I got my time back. I feel like I got my time back. Like for the first time, I started to get up, and because I didn't have this compulsive need to work that maybe I was creating, right? Because that's the point I was getting to a moment ago, is that was the major epiphany that I had about my work, was that, wait a second, this compulsive work, my compulsion was from the fear of not having enough, and the fear of not having enough, I was icing down. My solution was to make more. And instead, I realized that I have plenty, and all I need to do is just manage it better. And what a fucking concept that was, because boom, now I feel peace in my heart. I feel okay. I don't have endless money, but I have enough I have enough. And it's like, oh my God, how embarrassing is that? That here I am dissatisfied with life, and life's like, but I gave you enough. I gave you what you needed. I gave you what you needed. What's the problem? When I felt that relaxation hit my heart like a drug, like a medicine, then I had options when I got up in the morning, because I am okay. My financial situation is okay. I don't need more because I'm taking care of what I have. I'm okay. So now what do? Get breakfast with your girlfriend? Ooh, go on a walk together. Smoke a joint together and watch Friends. All these things that are like lazy in the mind of Americans and self-help gurus, the get rich stuff. I have looked down on these things. The enjoying of passing of time. Oh, what are you going to do? Go to the park and do yoga? What are you going to do? Go drink coffee and just fucking drink it and just sit there? What are you going to do? Smoke a joint and go ride the subways and listen to music? And it's like, holy shit. Holy shit. I have discovered the greatest resource of all. Time. Time. I'm okay with my money. I'm okay because I realized I was lacking in one specific area, responsibility. Once I put my attention, rerouted my solution to me being more responsible with my monetary resources, then I was okay. This obsession, this compulsive need to work, to get more, to make sure that I always had enough, had subsided. Something has changed in me, I said when I started this podcast. That's it, motherfucker. That's what's changed. That's how I feel. The compulsive need to work and to be somebody and to have more so that I don't run out. And that has subsided. That has subsided. And now what remains? A man who is okay and peaceful. And now I am experiencing what it feels like to enjoy. It's almost emotional to say this. I'm experiencing what it feels like to fucking enjoy my life. To appreciate the moments, to feel love. I have been so love avoidant for so long. And the trip to New York City with Lauren, I fell in love. So deeply in love. I've already loved her. I've already loved her for a while. But with my heart, with my addiction of work not being a thing, and my attention to the enjoyment of time, my attention to time passing, the most amazing experience ever began to culminate. And that was the experience of sharing time and space and intimacy and closeness with somebody that you love. Oh my God. Have you ever tried that, my friend? Have you ever tried being in love? You ever tried it? Try this shit. Try this shit. Have you ever tried relaxing your heart? That's been key to this. A lot of this has been relaxing my heart, allowing the pain to swell, allowing the fear to swell to the point to where it burst open, and the contents that are inside of it, I can then be with them and see them and rearrange things that need tending. I have come back from that trip a changed man. Because one thing I have always wanted in my life is love. God, I've always wanted love. I have so wanted to be. One of my biggest fears is I would be alone. My biggest fear is I'd be alone because I couldn't invest time in relationships, and I knew it. But everyone always praised me for my workaholicism. Everyone else was the man for it. So I just figured, hey, this is the unbearable weight of massive talent. That Nicolas Cage movie, But once I healed, once I hit the nerve that needed to be loved, once I hit that thing and my heart relaxed, I found that my love avoidance became the next thing. And then I found that I don't have to be avoidant of love. I can fall into love. I can feel love. It's just so crazy to me after the last roughly a month and a half now that since I've left for that trip, and it's like I used to want to take the time that I spend on a Tuesday for a couple hours in between where I've got my work done. I used to want to, well, to be honest, work was never really done because I didn't really do it how I should have throughout the years. But, now it's like when my work is done, I can feel the option. Hey, you can either go do this compulsive workaholic thing and work more, or motherfucker, or you could light a joint and read that book you wanted to read. You could go meet a friend for coffee. You could just not rush to your next thing. You could enjoy the time you have. Because my friends and my family and anyone else, extraterrestrials who have caught this RSS feed and listening to this podcast, that is the most beautiful resource you have. And if bliss is in the moment, if ecstasy and peace is in the moment, then the time that you have contains the peace and love you're looking for. Okay? That, my friends, is what I'm trying to say. Your boy Braxton has not only healed from workaholicism, but has begun to, with new eyes, see how beautiful time is, how valuable time is, and how fucking stupid, how fucking stupid it is to think about things like, look, I'm not going to mention this specific business person, but a specific business person I think about who has a growing audience on social media that shares all these like kind of entrepreneurial masturbation type things, like success, and not masturbation, but like, people say motivational videos are just kind of like, mental masturbation. You're like, oh, I'm going to be so successful. I'm going to be so whatever. It's like capitalist fucking wet dreams. It's all like a lot of the stuff he shares is like all of the ways that you can outsource the details of your life so that you can get back to working. And it's like, you don't even have to cook, you can get back to working, instead of maintaining your own home, you can pay someone to do it. Instead of cooking your food, pay someone to do it. Instead of laundry, pay someone to do it. That way you can get back to making more money. And instead of planning your vacations, get someone to plan your vacations. When your kids, have your kids, you can set up on your phone an app to text your kids every day instead of you having to text your kids. Then you have more time to work. Every Monday, your kid gets a text that says, hey, Jimmy, how was school? This is your dad. And he goes, oh, Dad, thanks for texting me. It was great. And then you can have a chat GPT be the automated response tool for your text with your family and your kids. That way you can get back to work. It's like, oh my God, this guy's brilliant. He's freeing up all our time so we can work. And then you go, wait a second, why the fuck do I want to work all the time? What is this? Oh, it's this never-ending need to be good enough and have more and not run out. Oh, that makes sense. Maybe cooking your dinner is where the ecstasy is found. Maybe vacuuming your home. We know vacuuming is where the ecstasy is found. We love to vacuum. Hey, vacuuming, baby. You get to heaven, just a bunch of Dyson vacuums. Vacuuming a bunch of crusty Fruit Loops up all for eternity. Maybe just maybe, damn it, tending to the relationships in your life. Maybe getting your oil changed. Maybe cleaning off the dishes at your house instead of paying someone else to do it so you can work some more. If you have enough, what are you doing, man? If you have enough, what are you doing? It's like, it's almost comical to me. I'm like thinking, oh my God, isn't that amazing? You can trade everything in your life that's enjoyable and you can have someone else do it so that you can get back to making more money. I don't want to. One last thing, my therapist said recently when I said money is a resource, he said, yes, and it's also freedom. That's helpful to me too. Money is a resource and it's also freedom. But the compulsive workaholicism that I have felt, and I think many others do, is not fun. And maybe we should stop saying, oh, people are so motivated when they're just fucking work addicts, man. They're not happy people. I wasn't. But that has changed a lot. Well, damn. This has been 46 minutes and a few seconds of chit-chatting from your boy Braxton. I'm learning a lot, and I'm grateful that you took your time to listen to this. I wish you the best. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and let me know what you thought about this episode. And as always, I so hope you're enjoying your day. We'll talk soon. Bye.